Hey guys, what is going on? Hopefully, you guys are all, all had a pretty good Friday and, going to enjoy your weekend anyway. We are looking ahead to today's games for November 10th. It wasn't too bad of a night for us last night in cash games. Um, Unfortunately, Ellington got into foul trouble, had 5 fouls in 60 minutes, so kind of kept us out of cash, but just barely though. But yeah, definitely cash everywhere besides tournaments. We'd love to have you guys on board. As you see here, one of our subs almost doubled up, put in 157, 232 there. So definitely not too shabby there. Towns went off for us. Gibson, he did okay. Started off hot, didn't do as good at the end. Griffin, he honestly kind of sucked. Winslow, he did okay. Joe Ingles, he was definitely our good pick right there, had 48, as I told you about Ellington. Jimmy Butler, he did okay. Tyler Johnson, and then Rose. So it was kind of just an all-around lineup there. No one really stuck out besides Joe Ingles and Towns. But yeah, still, we'll definitely take that. So we'd love to have you guys join us as normal. If you want in, check out our website down there in the comment section to get all set up, and also hit us up on Twitter as well. I do appreciate your guys' comments yesterday about the Irving news. I told you guys to let me know. As normal, I do these videos early in the morning, and I usually am sleeping for most of the day because I do all my research at night, so I don't really get to see any of the news. It was just weird that Rozier was priced up so much. Obviously, it makes sense because of what was going on with Irving. So, like I said, I do appreciate you guys telling me what was going on with Irving. I definitely do appreciate it. So, that is mostly it. Let's get into today's slate. We got, I think, 7 games. I don't know why they're not doing the 4 o'clock game. I guess just to give you guys give everybody an extra hour for injury news if anything pops up. They're doing the 7 game on Fanduel. That starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So definitely keep that in mind if you guys are playing. Going to be 1 hour later than normal. They are not going to be playing the Phoenix and New Orleans game. So, let's get into it. First game is Cleveland and Chicago. We have a 2-12 and Chicago by 5. Cleveland, this honestly should be a blowout. Cleveland, obviously, they don't want to win. They want, some top draft picks here next year because, they're not playing Larry Nance at all. A lot of opportunity for Nance to play, but they're not playing him. That may change today with Osmond and Sam Decker out. They may have to put in Larry Nance a little longer, but, they just don't like playing this dude. Only playing 18, 20 minutes. But if he, get word that he's going to start and maybe get some minutes, definitely fire him up. Cleveland is hurting a little bit right now with their injury, so you can look at him. Another guy, if you need a cheap GPP option, is David Nwaba. He might get some extra minutes, maybe in the starting lineup as well. Only $3,500, but he can get you probably 19 to 20 if that is what you need. Like I said, a cheap $3,500 guy, which he should play 25, 30 minutes as well. Colin Sexton, you can look at him, played monster minutes last game, wasn't productive in them, but he's going to continue to learn. He's a rookie. He might get you 24, 25. It's definitely a learning curve here for him in Cleveland. So, like I said, this guy's playing monster minutes, so definitely you guys can consider him. I don't mind Zach LaVine, but like I said, it's only a 212, 213 total. So I don't know how much he's really going to go off here. He does have a half-decent matchup here against Cleveland. So he still might get you his 38 to 40 if that's what you're looking for. You can look at Hood or Clarkson. Clarkson almost a triple-double last game. I do expect him to be half-decent here once again, so you can definitely look at Clarkson. Jabari Parker, he's always one of those dudes that, is kind of risky. He's $7,000, but, he's been terrible as we saw the last couple days. Had a good one last time out. So it's up to you guys if you want to go that way. I don't mind him in a GPP just because he has that risk of, kind of sucking. But probably a little better on DK just because he's $7,000 on FanDuel. And, he's really risky. So DK, he's a lot cheaper. So if you're playing over there, I'd probably put him on DK in a GPP. Power forward, I don't mind Wendell Carter here. I'm not too afraid of Cleveland defense without Love. And then you can look at Tristan Thompson. Like I said, Osmond and Decker are out. Not much usage there, but still. less bodies to go around. So Thompson might get you, 28 to 30. Might have to pick it up a little bit. So, yeah, up to you guys on this one here. You can look at Thompson. There's no must-haves personally for me in this one just because the total's low. But there's, a couple guys you guys can look at. Like, say, Clarkson for me is probably my favorite play out of this. And then probably David Nwaba in a, GPP punt play only situation because there's a lot of expensive, really good plays out there. So you're going to need one or maybe two cheap guys to, bring in some of these expensive guys. All right, moving on. Philly and Memphis in this one. We have a 209 and Memphis by 2. So Memphis isn't playing too bad of ball here recently. Philly is coming on a back-to-back, but also, as normal, you can look at Simmons. He probably is going to not get a 62, probably around the 50 range. Is he must-have? Probably not. I honestly going to go a little bit cheaper on my pitchers. But if you want him, you can put him in there. Very, very low ownership I could see here tonight. Reddick had a half-decent game last time out, but not too into it. This is just a really low total. You can look at Kyle Anderson, though, defensive player. He might get you 24 to 25, especially on Fanduel because of his steals and blocks. So, he's a defensive specialist, isn't going to really score for you. Jaren Jackson, this dude has been a beast. I haven't even noticed the last couple games, but he was high on the models today. And I was kind of shocked. But if you go look at his last 2 games, man, he's been a monster. 38 and 43 in his last 2 games. He's getting an uptick in minutes in his last 2. Unfortunately, it is a little bit slower game, but still, I don't mind him. We saw what Sabonis did a couple nights ago against Philly. So it's up to you guys. 6,300. He's not expensive, but, you got to be cautious of all this here. He might get in foul trouble. So even though these last 2 games are nice, you got to, watch out for, a bust just because he could get in foul trouble. And he's a rookie. Anything can happen with this guy. So, but it looks like he's looking half decent. Don't mind Dario. Not the best matchup for him, but, last couple games, he's been sharp. He's looking half decent, 28 and 29 in his last 2. Playing big minutes, 18 and 18 in his last 2 games. 5,200, I think he's, in a pretty good spot for you guys. So, yeah, I really don't mind some Dario Saric. And then Joel Embiid, Marc Gasol, that's up to you guys if you want to pick those guys. Personally, not going to pick them just because I don't need them. I already have a couple centers that I'm looking at, and these are not one of them. But you can consider Joel Embiid just because of his massive upside. So we'll see. So if I had to pick anyone personally in my own lineup, Jaren Jackson and Dario. And then if you need someone cheap, Kyle Anderson, like I said, one of those guys, if he doesn't get his steals and blocks, he's probably going to kind of screw you over. Last couple games, as you see, didn't really have any steals or blocks, and he still did okay. This one here, he had his steals. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Like I said, he needs the steals and blocks to be half decent. So it's up to you guys. I don't mind him personally if you are, looking for somebody cheap. All right, moving on, Washington and Miami. Man, Washington is just – don't know what's going on with these guys. I'm honestly surprised their coach is not fired yet. I know they're, playing to their opponent last night, but, Otto Porter and Dwight Howard didn't really play at all in that second half. Like I said, it could have been matchups and stuff, but, you got to play Howard and Otto Porter in there. Those guys are in your starting lineup for a reason, and they didn't really play them, and they lost. So, anyway, Washington, Miami, no total on this one just because of Dragic. But Dragic, I think, is going to play in this one. He said he wants to play, so we'll have to see. He has to go through shoot-around, as you see there. But hopes to play Saturday, so we'll have to see. Keep an eye on that. If he doesn't play for some reason, Tyler Johnson, 24-25, not a bad spot there. You can look at Ellington again. Like I said, he did really bad last game. Ownership will probably fall off. But like I said, he got in really bad foul trouble. But when he was on the court, he didn't look bad. So I really don't mind going back to Ellington if you need to. Richardson, he's been up and down. Winslow has been kind of trash as well. Otto, you can look at him. Didn't play many minutes last night, so who knows? Maybe he plays extra tonight. You can look at Kelly. He doesn't play a lot of minutes, but for the most part, pretty productive in his minutes he is given. And Whiteside didn't do too bad. Dropped to 44 last night, but didn't look too bad. I still think this is in a pretty good spot for him. But 9,300, as I mentioned, there's other centers that I would rather have. But if you're looking for a center that is at low ownership, I still think Whiteside's in a good spot. So I don't expect a really high total, probably around a 212, 213 in this one. We'll have to see what that Dragic news. So. Yeah, like I said, you can look at Tyler Johnson, pending on Dragic. Dragic plays, obviously, no Johnson in this one. You can look at Wall back-to-back 50 games, and Miami's not the best team against point guards. And once again, I don't think he'll be high owned just because of these later games here. So, yeah, kind of up to you guys. I know I say that a lot. I'm not picking your guys' lineup. I'm just giving you guys the suggestions. But there is no clear-cut must-have in this one. Just a couple guys you guys can, look at if you need them. All right, moving on, Brooklyn and Golden State. So this should be an interesting one. Probably 228, 230 total. I think Brooklyn can definitely keep up in this one. We've seen them fight pretty good. Let me go look. I'm not sure. Let me go look at that last game. Yeah, they did beat a really good Denver team last night. So, yeah, Brooklyn's for real, man. Not like for real, but they can prove they can keep up in games, and that's good for fantasy purposes. So, yeah, I like this game. No Curry or Draymond. Going to be interesting. We'll see how the ball movement is. Obviously, Curry's such a key part in that ball movement. I think this could be a Clay game for sure. One guy that's kind of standing out to me is Spencer Dinwiddie. He doesn't play the big minutes. But he's only $5,400 in his last couple games. Not too bad. 31 and 31 in his last two. Kind of an all-around play there. So maybe coming off the bench might be half decent for Dinwiddie. Popular guy is going to be Quinn Cook. That is up to you. If you want to go that way, it might get you 20 to 23 points. Not high upside. They did price him up a little bit, so not really getting a big bargain on him. I do like Clay, though. I think he can get you 35 to 40 in this one. I think he's going to have to step up, and they're at home. I do like, obviously, Kevin Durant, Alfonso McKenzie, if you want to go that way. He might get you, like I said, anywhere from 17 to 20 if you need someone cheap. RHJ, I don't know how I feel about him. And then, obviously, power forward, they played Looney, Jerebko, and Bell and Jones all by kind of committee. None of them really get big minutes. So I can't really rely on anybody there. I don't mind Jared Allen. I don't think anyone's going to have this dude. A very low ownership. I don't mind him. 33 and 49 in his last two. No Draymond there, to really help out. Not too afraid of Jones or, Jordan Bell defensively. Looney's not bad, but I think Allen actually could get you 35, maybe even a little bit more tonight at very low ownership. So I do like him as a mid-range center, like I said, to kind of get away from the crowd. Like I said, Willie Cauley is going to be a little popular. Steven Adams, Jordan, those guys will probably be popular. But I do like Allen here quite a bit. So, yeah, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, look at those guys for sure. And then on this side, I don't mind going at Dinwiddie, probably cash game only because he's only going to get 29 to 30, probably nothing more than that. So, all right, moving on, Houston and San Antonio. We have only a 209 and Houston by 2. I think it could be a little higher on the total. We will have to see, but for sure, DeRozan is in a good spot for sure, $9,600. Rudy Gay is going to be out. Pau Gasol is going to be out again. So, DeRozan, obviously, he's in a pretty good spot. I'm not too high on Harden today. I don't think I need him. You can look at Davis Bertans if you want. As I mentioned, Gay and Pau Gasol are going to be out again. And he was pretty good last game, 31.3. Obviously, it's a little risky, as we saw the game before. He played almost the same amount of minutes and wasn't very productive. So anything can happen. But the good thing is he's getting minutes. So, he is a big man, can play small forward, power forward, once in a while, center position. So, he can really play anywhere. So I don't expect 31. If you get you 23, 24, that's still respectable at $3,900. And he'll be in the starting rotation, so definitely look at him. Don't mind Aldridge. His play's not really good recently, which kind of sucks because I love playing Aldridge. 21 and 30. He's just not shooting the ball too well. I could see his go back to his 40 in this one. If that's the case, I do love Aldridge at only $8,100. I think he could be in a half decent spot. And then you can look at Capella. I picked him last game. I played on DK. I picked him. He didn't do too bad for me. A little bit higher on DK, but still, you can look at Capella. I think you could go Allen over Capella, to be honest with you. I really do think Allen's going to get you 35, 36 tonight. So I'm not too high on Capella and on a low total. So I'd probably pass. But he has the double-double upside there on DK with extra bonus points. So don't mind Aldridge in this one. Davis Bertans as a small forward punt play. He'll be popular, though. Really, really like DeRozan and Paul. I don't know. This guy's just hasn't really been there this year. So a couple in that one there. All right, moving on. OKC and Dallas. These are the two games I'm really looking forward to. No total on this one, probably 224, 225, maybe even a little higher. I do like this one, to be honest. Dennis Smith, I think he could be an interesting spot. As normal with this guy, he's either going to do half decent or he's going to suck on you. So kind of taking a shot if you are going that way with Dennis Smith. JJ Barea might get you 24, 25 off the bench if you want to go that way. Only thing with that dude is his minutes, so that's the only thing you have to really worry about. So if you want to, you can, but probably not. His minutes are just everywhere. Don't mind Luka Doncic or Dennis Schroeder for obvious reasons. With Schroeder, Matthews could get you 24, 25 if that's what you're looking for in this one. Paul George, don't mind him. Harrison Barnes, I don't mind him. OKC not crazy good against small forwards this year. So Harrison Barnes, I know he's one of those guys that's up and down, but I think get you 26, 27 in this one. And like I said, I love Paul George as well. Grant, another one of those guys that gives you 24 to 26 if that's what you're looking for. Only 5,500. And then I love Steven Adams here. Let's go look at the DVP. And he has one of the best DVP upsides here tonight. It's looking pretty good for him. Let's go find it. Right there, plus 7.6. I guess Matthews, sorry, they have a negative. But like I said, I'm expecting this to be a high total, so I do like a couple of these guys here. But yeah, 7.6 boost DVP here for Adams. I think he's in a pretty good spot. As I mentioned, every time Westbrook's out, 38 to 40 for Adams. I really like him for sure. So if you don't want to go Willie Cauley, I think Adams is in a pretty good spot for a little bit more money. Yeah, I'm looking at Steven Adams for sure is one of my picks. Look at Paul George and Schroeder, and I don't mind Luka Doncic as my guys I would pick from. All right, last but not least, this game is going to be insane. LA and Sacramento, a 240. I could see it creep up to 241, 242, and a 5 spread on this one. So we do have a little injury. Lonzo Ball, don't know if he's going to play. I personally don't think he will. A little bit tweaked his ankle pretty good. So I think they're going to let him lay off. We'll have to see, obviously, and shoot around. But that opens the door, obviously, for Rondo quite a bit. So he'll be very popular if we get word that Ball is out. And obviously, De'Aaron Fox should get you easy 40 to 50 in this one. I mean, everyone's really in play. Buddy Hield, Josh Hart, even Amon Shepard can get you 20, 25, even 30 at very, very cheap, $3,800. He's in play for sure. Don't mind LeBron. Bajinka, he's kind of a GPP play, depending on his minutes. But this is a good spot for him because he can shoot the ball in this game. We got Ingram. I had him in the last one at like 7 or 8% ownership, and he had 40 plus. Don't mind going to him once again. If you want to go Bagley, that's a GPP pick for you. Kuzma might get you 30, 32, and then I really like some Willie Cauley as well. You can look at JaVale McGee, but minutes are going down a little bit and production as well. Chandler's helping out a little bit. So if you don't want to go Willie Cauley because you think Chandler is going to, mess with him a little bit, which he could. Chandler's not a bad defender. Like I said, you can go Adams or Allen for Brooklyn. So, but I do like Willie Cauley. I think he is in a good, fast-paced spot here at home. So, yeah, a lot of stars out there. There's a couple cheap guys as well that I mentioned, so you can definitely stack up. As I mentioned all the time, I love the West Coast games, and most of these are Western Division games. So, yeah, what you can do, you can easily go Fox and Rondo, like I said, depending on Lonzo Ball. That's the way I would go there at point guard, just to save a little bit of money. And I personally love DeRozan, and I think you could probably go down a little bit to where is he at? Klay Thompson, if you want to. And then small forward, if you can get LeBron or Durant, George, definitely recommend it if you can get one of those guys in there. I go put in Bertans because he's going to start in a half-decent spot. Power forward is kind of trash tonight, so if you want to go Aldridge, Ingram, you can. If you want to go Aldridge, Jackson, Ingram, Jackson, any of those three combos, maybe a little cheaper with Dario if you want for 28 to 30. Larry Nance, kind of a boomer bust play depending on his minutes. As we know, if he gets minutes, this dude can get you 30, 35 points. So that's the only thing you're worried about there. And then, as I said, with that center position, I'm really looking at Adams and Willie Cauley, and then also looking at Jared Allen as well. And if you need to go that cheap, you can look at Thompson. Like I said, those guys are out. So, someone's got to score for him, so I think he can get you, 25 to 30 in this one. So I really like this slate as normal. Like I say, I love these West Coast games, so it should be a good one here. So we'd love to have you guys join us here for this Saturday slate. Check out our website in the comment section to get in on our lineups and everything like that, and follow the directions to get set up. And also hit us up on Twitter, which will be down there in the comment section. So that is it. Like I said, it was another W for us last night. Hopefully you guys did good as well. Tonight should be a pretty good one. Definitely looking forward to it. So as normal, if you like the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate it. And if you are new here, as normal, hit that sub button for more NBA FanDuel advice videos. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Saturday, and we will see you guys all here